Hello, I'm Revilo, and this is my 2022 update. Starting today with this presentation, I'll be uploading content again. Alright, well, it's December, and this is my first video upload all year. Have not posted any sets this year either, but that does not mean that things haven't been happening. In fact, I've decided that I want to continue making an end of year video such as this one, catching you up to speed on all things Revilo every single year moving forward. If you're watching this on Instagram or Facebook stories, I will be posting the full video on my social media and including YouTube. So just click on my profile to watch the full video. Well, what's happened this year in 2022? I haven't posted any videos or uploaded any sets this year. So what have I been up to? Well, for one, I've had some of my biggest shows of my career this year, including Groove Cruise, To Teach Tulum 2-day festival I did in Tulum, and Silent Disco we did, even including my birthday show all the way back from January in the beginning of the year. So what else? Well, I've been focused a lot on music production, and actually I can tell you right now that with all this new studio equipment that I have, every single thing that I've been working on, all the songs I've been producing and spending time on sound so much more professional and just better quality already than my first song that I produced 2 years ago. So I'm very excited to share some of that with you guys hopefully soon. I've also been traveling this year. I went to New York City for the very first time. That was really cool. I went to Hungary to visit my grandmas. That's always very nice. My grandma's, one of them is over 90 years old. I went to Tulum for the first time where I played my show at the festival. I went to Philadelphia for the first time and got a really good feel for it, visiting a friend that moved out there. So that was all really cool. Also, a couple new festivals we did this year, including Desert Hearts and Electric Forest. Actually, both of those festivals are two of our favorite festivals and experiences that we've ever done. So that was really cool. I've been to so many in my life, and those two really shined for us. We're actually doing Electric Forest next year. Pretty excited about that. And another new thing is that I started going to the gym 5 to 6 times per week for the last 4 months. So I've been working on improving my shape and my body. And one of the things I like about that is it provides me with a mindset, a better mindset, and kind of help me with getting into a routine and feeling a little healthier. So eating healthier because of that. And I think that's great. So all that I've been doing while struggling with my disability, blood disorder, systemic mastocytosis. So quite a lot has happened actually this year in my life. A big part of this year actually went into finding myself as a person and an artist. And what I mean by that is that, well, here, let me just read some of these off to you because this is things I've been thinking about. Taking the time to understand who I am, what I want people to recognize my sound and style to be, what is my brand, how do I want people to feel, what is my message, why is music an accurate medium to communicate my message, who is my audience and where am I leading them, how have I proven myself, what do I want to be known as, recognized for, or associated with. So all of these questions are things that I've been thinking about, and a lot of them actually were already covered briefly in my Revilo origin story video that I uploaded last year. So if you'd like to know more, make sure to check that one out as well. However, today I'm going to go into a lot more detail in this update video that you're watching now. So let's begin. First, my sound and style, which I would describe as a mixed blend of tech house, techno, bass house, progressive house, and deep house. Focused on the art of telling a story with music and taking you on a journey that flows smoothly even while crossing genres. So that's something specific there that I think I do. Now that you understand the idea that I'm going for with my sound, I'd like to explain my brand by answering what my message is and why music is an accurate way to communicate that. But in order for you guys to understand my message, you kind of have to get to know me a little better first. I wrote some stuff here that I was going to talk about. One of them is that I've never really been one to follow the norm, like social norms in general. And it's not intentionally like to be different in any way. It's just I know who I am, and I make all of my own decisions and all of my choices. And I really just do think for myself. In fact, I don't really ever compare myself to others. I really don't. And I don't really care what others think most of the time. Not in a bad way, I don't think. It's just, I just want to make all my decisions myself. And I like to put the time in to research things and understand things before acting. And I want to have my own formulated opinion on whatever the topic is, or I just don't have an opinion. But I'm not gonna just listen to someone else and just follow whatever their ideas are and thoughts are without first understanding the situation myself, the topic myself, and forming my own opinions. So because of that, one of the things I think is that I don't think things have to be a certain way. And I think society sort of has this notion that things kind of got to be a certain way, you know, whether it's with rules or other things. Not to say that rules aren't necessary for society to function, because of course they are, but I do think that we as people do have the ability to have more control over this than sometimes we allow ourselves to, just because of society and this pressure to, like, you know, start a family, have a kid, you know, do this, work a 9 to 5, whatever. These are just examples, but the idea that I'm trying to get across is that there are social norms that exist for a reason, and I don't think that it's a problem to steer away from them and create your own life, basically, based on your own ideas and thoughts and perspective and decisions. One example of that that's kind of fun that I want to use is clothing. So you might have seen me. I like to wear kind of outlandish, fun, colorful, vibrant clothing from Electro Threads, for example. And I'm 6'8", and my body is a canvas for art, and I like to wear art. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. That's just who I am, and it's part of my, personality, and I think it's fun. And I do it very often, even in places where maybe someone else might think that's inappropriate, but I don't mind, because I usually just think that that's, what I like to do. So that's just a fun example. Another one is sleep. Now, for me, it's a little different because of my condition that I have. I have a really hard time sleeping. Actually, I think it's like 4 something in the morning that I'm filming this. But I really, because of my condition, don't often get to fall asleep until like after 6 in the morning. And I know that's definitely not the social norm. I know most people sleep at night when it's dark out. I usually kind of sleep in the morning and wake up kind of in the early afternoon to start my day. So that's different as well. But I make it work. And I think it's okay. So I don't see a problem with that, as long as you can figure out your life around these things that you do differently. And a couple other things I want to talk about myself is, one of them is the butterfly effect, which I know many of you are probably familiar with, but it was also a movie. But I do kind of believe in the butterfly effect in the sense that I think that is a great way to explain how the reality works. Everything is connected. And Cloud Atlas is a movie that, in my opinion, does the best job at teaching this lesson, and it's something I highly recommend watching. But in there, you basically learn that every single moment, the message is that every single moment uh, can technically of your life um, alter the rest of your life, depending on what happens in that moment. And it really can. I mean, whether that's an accident, whether that's meeting someone, whether that's falling in love, all of the little moments, every single one of them add up and create something, and they're all connected. And I truly do believe in that. And I live my life that way. And I think it's important to live your life that way because you get to experience these moments and appreciate them and understand the coincidences and connections and sort of manifest things sometimes out of it. It's really can be a beautiful way to live, but it also keeps you on your toes and makes you aware and cautious of things. So that's nice. And another thing you might not know about me is that I'm a pretty creative person. I went to film school, that's what I graduated from. Music also, of course, allows me to have another creative avenue to remain doing what I like, which is basically being creative. So that's pretty neat. And the next thing I have here is positive vibes, and I think that's another important thing to be positive in life. Generally speaking, a person with positive vibes attracts more positive energy and better sort of social people around them. Negativity, toxic behavior, being rude, things like that. You know, those kind of rub me the wrong way. But also in general, it's not as good of a way to live, in my opinion. I do think that having a positive attitude and trying to always stay calm, that's the next thing here, is very important. Staying calm, especially in high stress situations or in arguments, is so crucial. People respond to calmness and communicate with people that are calm so much better. It's definitely a better way to get your point across when you're trying to have a conversation with someone, even if you're debating something. Remaining calm is so key to that and important. So yeah, calm, positive vibes, good energy brings more good energy around you. And pay it forward. That's an interesting one, but I do believe that I do a good job with that in regards of I do like to try to help out friends and others when I can and do things for them even without them asking, like, you know, either record their set for them and send it to them, or take pictures, or, you know, help them out with other music things or things that I know I can help with. That's kind of in my expertise. And I don't ever expect anything in return. Like, even if I can get someone booked for a gig, I'll do it. If it's someone I know, like, I always try to get all my friends booked on lineups with me, or, you know, like, I just want to do things to build my own community of people I care about and help them if I can. And I never expect anything in return. And I think that's part of the pay it forward mentality, is you just got to do things and keep doing things. And it's you will be disappointed a lot less if you're not expecting for things in return. But also, I think it kind of ties all the way back in with the butterfly effect stuff and how everything is connected. I do believe that if you continue to do this and stay positive and calm and follow these steps in your life and pay it forward without expectations, eventually the universe will put you where you need to be in your life, and it'll kind of all work itself out in a way that's good for you. So I do believe that. And moving on, honesty is very important as well in this regard. I'm actually a very honest person. I'm kind of incapable of lying. It's crazy. I never was good at it. I try not to do it at all anymore because it's so difficult for me. but I don't like to lie, and I like honesty, and you know, I think, for example, I'll never be someone that will tell you I'm going to do something and then not do it. Like that will never happen. I will always do what I'm going to tell you I'm going to do, or I'm just going to tell you that I can't do it, and I'm okay with that too. But there's no way you'll be expecting me to do something and then I just don't show up or whatever. So that doesn't happen, and I think that makes me reliable. And I think being reliable is a good thing. I think people do respond to people that are reliable, and it's important to have that. Just like it's important to have transparency, and I think transparency is important for many different reasons. But one of the main ones that I actually thought of today is that um, if you're someone who does things differently than the norm, and you don't really follow the norm, like me, then it's very important to have transparency so that other people can understand why you do the things the way that you do. And I think when people have a better understanding of who you are and why you do things your way, and you can explain it honestly and genuinely, then it will go a lot further with people. And I think that's important. I think it is important for people to understand who you are and why you do things. And I think it's important to be real and be human and genuine, like I wrote here with people, because it's better to be straightforward and not come up with some kind of excuse. And you know, those little things, they add up. I just, for the type of person I am, I'm always trying to just be who I am. Oops, didn't mean to click that, but that's okay. Be who I am, and yeah. So that's hopefully, you know, I'm not trying to convince you guys to like me more by explaining all this about me. In fact, actually, honestly, I'm really just trying to share information so that you can decide on your own, like I would, if you like me. It's your own decision. You don't have to like me. It's not, as I mentioned, I don't really care what others think anyway. I just want to give you the understanding of who I am so that you can decide if I'm someone you want to follow or pay attention to and get involved with what I do. And hopefully the information you'll get in this video will help you make that decision for yourself. Um, and speaking of transparency real quick, like the reason I made these slides is because I legit have such a hard time memorizing everything I want to say in these videos that I wanted to help me out, to be honest. And hopefully it might be something you guys can also follow along with as I'm, you know, speaking here. But yeah, I just needed the help. And depending on what time you see this video, I spent hours researching when to post in 2022 to get the most views or whatever, because I wanted to make sure that my video reaches you successfully. So hopefully if you're already this far, that means it did. But yeah, I mean, these are just, I'm trying to be transparent, but at the same time, these are just things that we do, and I don't mind talking about it, you know, and being open about things. So I accidentally clicked the button there, but I'm not going to go back and stop. I'm just going to continue. I clicked it early. How did this relate to my message and brand? So yeah, that's the next question. Just like in the real world, music has its own norms as well that people tend to follow, that I do not. Some examples I want to share with you is that most artists tend to play only one genre of music in their sets. Whereas I happen to enjoy many different genres of electronic music. In fact, as long as it's done well, I prefer it when an artist plays multiple genres in a set, because I believe it keeps it more interesting, exciting, and unexpected. Here's another one. Many people enjoy listening to music song by song, one at a time on platforms like Spotify or Apple Music. I don't like listening to music one song at a time, so I don't listen to Spotify. I only listen to set recordings posted usually on SoundCloud or YouTube, and that's because I believe that the art form and the magic of music actually resides in amazing transitions and the stories created by incredible sets and the journey that they take us on. So yeah, like that's the experience I'm always looking for. If I want to listen to music, I want to be taken on a journey. I want to listen to a set. I don't want just to hear random songs, even if I like them. It's more impactful for me if I can listen to a beautiful set flow and feels the artist's creativity. And the last one I put here is that the majority of people seem to prefer listening to songs that they know and are familiar with. They could sing along to the vocals and things like that. Sure, I like this too. I mean, who doesn't? Of course, your favorite song, you're happy to hear it live. But for me personally, nothing beats hearing a killer new track for the very first time, especially live. I mean, nothing. That's the best experience ever. I love it when something I haven't heard before comes on that is amazing. That's the best. And that's just the type of person I am. So I'm just a different type of listener. So finally, my brand and my message. Here it is. My message. It's okay to be yourself and do things differently than the norm in all aspects of life. Just do it well, believe in and respect yourself, and don't give up. Eventually, others will notice and follow. That's kind of the message that I'm trying to tell people through all of my life experiences so far. And I accomplish doing this in my music by choosing to play multiple different genres in my sets, making sure that each transition flows well, creating a story and focusing on the bigger picture as a whole musical journey, and also playing brand new tracks that you probably haven't heard before, mixed in together with some crowd favorites. I like to do a little bit of both, of course. I know what I like, and I'm confident in my taste. And I will always deliver a performance to remember, no matter what, every time. And I will remain true to my craft and meet your expectations of me consistently. That being said, you'll never know exactly what to expect from a Revilo set because I'll keep you guessing. But allow yourself to put your trust in me that every song I play has its reason for being in the set. And even if it is a genre that you don't generally like, you might actually enjoy hearing it being played in my set. That is the expectation you should have going in to one of my sets. And that this idea, I think, is my message and my brand that I want people to be familiar with if they want to get to know me. So my audience, who's my audience, and where am I leading them? My audience, let's be honest, I'm still rather early on in my career, and the majority of my fans that come out and support me are friends and family. You know who you are, and I appreciate you so much, so much. Thank you guys. I really do. So I mean that. But that being said, of course, I do have bigger goals that I would like to eventually accomplish one day. And this is what I decided I want to do with my life for the rest of my life. So I will continue doing whatever I can to reach those goals in my music career. And for example, it would be great to own my own record label. Finding new talent, creating or sharing music together with like-minded artists and individuals, that sounds like a blast. That's definitely a goal to be able to have that in my future. I would also love to throw my own boutique festival, taking the best things I learned from all of my experiences going to shows my entire life and creating a place where all of that can come together as one experience to share with people who truly are music lovers and go to shows for the music and community vibes. And I think that part's important because I do think there are a lot of people that go to shows for the wrong reasons. I don't want to name any of those reasons, but my crowd is people that want to go and experience music and experience a vibe and a an energy with each other, and that's the focus. So that would be my audience that I'm trying to reach, and this is where I'd be taking you eventually if you support me. Hopefully, I'll be taking you to brand new music you've never heard before that you'll like, and festivals that are meant for people like me and you. But let's wrap up the video. So what is next? Well, coming up before the end of the year, I have decided to upload my 3 favorite sets from this year. 3 of my favorites. I will be posting 1 set per week, each week leading up to New Year's Eve, and I will be starting this week. The first set that I'll be posting is going to be my Groove Cruise set from October earlier this year, which I will be sharing with you all on this Friday. So keep an eye out because that's coming up very soon in just a few days. I highly recommend making the time to listen to each of the sets that I'm going to be posting weekly, because they truly are my favorites out of many options this year, actually. And they are literally perfect examples of everything that I talked about today in this video. The whole thing with all the music stuff, my brand, my message. I think if you hear these sets, you'll understand what I'm talking about on a much deeper level. And hopefully I could share that experience with you through my music. So I also have a couple of shows coming up, including one in Denver, Colorado in January, so that'll be fun. Keep your eyes peeled on my social media for updates on a chance to see me play live. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Happy holidays to you. And see you on Friday for my next video upload. All right, take care, everyone. Bye-bye. Slothy says bye too, of course.